Hi, I'm Jacob. I'm 17 years old. I'm a junior, and I also go to BHS. I'm not going to play a game with you guys either. I'm sorry. Too many people, the logistics would just be a little bad. But other than Simon Says, one day we got to go to the secondary schools, and we got to go into these classes called religious education classes, which is an optional class that the juniors and seniors take. So we went in the classrooms expecting some tough questions, but really expecting more of a debate atmosphere where someone would throw out something and we would have to refute it and stand for our faith, because we heard that's what happened in some of the other classrooms. But with my particular experience, it was really interesting because we went in there, and at first the room was kind of quiet, kind of dead. And we were asking questions like, how many of you go to church, just to get a perspective. And there was probably 32 kids in this classroom, and there were two girls sitting next to each other in the back that raised their hand. And I'd ask the question, do you go to church? And why not, to everyone else? One young man raised his hand and said, because I'd probably have a hangover on Sunday. That's the kind of place that this is. It's cold, and a lot of people don't have a God to follow. And that was an answer that was apparently common to the rest of them, because they were elbowing each other and laughing as if that's what they all did. And this one girl in the back raised her hand and said, I go to church. And I said, why? And she said, because I go there to give glory to my God, the God who I follow, because I need him. So I saw hope in her. And from that point on, we just started with our testimonies. I shared my testimony because I was so sure that someone in that classroom needed to hear that you can turn from being agnostic or being atheist and become a Christian, because God wants you, and he wants you back if you've turned away. And he wants you to come for the first time to experience him if you've never known him. So that's what we tried to tell them. And as the class time progressed, people started to ask questions like me and Whitney and Natalie and Emily and Maria. We were all bringing ourselves to tears, giving our testimonies, because they were so desperate to hear about the Lord. And this girl who was apparently a senior, and everyone kind of knew her, and they didn't expect her to say much towards Christianity, apparently. I was talking to one of the kids later, and she said, I can't believe she asked all those questions. But she raised her hand and said, why are you guys so emotional about this? And we all just said, because we love God. They don't get to see people on fire for God, especially people their age. They think it's something foreign that a lot of these Jesus freaks do after they go to church for 30 years. They think it's something grandparents do. Somebody said to me, I haven't seen anybody this passionate about God under the age of 40 since I was a little child. So what we went over there to do in the high school was to show them the passion that young people can have for God. And it worked. And whether or not we had any salvations or church connections, although I do know there was one, we brought a seed and we planted it. We prepared a gift for them. We prepared our hearts, and we went over there and we planted a seed so that everyone in my classroom and everyone in all of the classrooms we went into in that high school know that if they're passionate about God, they can receive true joy, and that is the only way to fill the void that all of them feel in their lives. That is the only way. And I was honored that I got to share my testimony so many times, and I was honored that I could tell them that that's what worked for me, and that's what worked for all of us up here, and that's all they needed. So that's what we did in the secondary schools, and then we had a concert, and we got to talk to them a little later. But that's pretty much what we went over there to do, is share our faith, and I'm so blessed that we could do that.
These are words I wrestle with. I even wonder if you care. But you're a sovereign God. What more is there to say? You know what is best, and you will have your way.
can trust in
Comfort and surrender, these are the words you speak to me.
For you're a loving God, and in all that you allow,
you're working for my good, so I can trust you now. Trust in you, my God, my provider.
I can trust in you, my hope and my friend. You give me peace, you give me joy. I know for sure I can trust in you. I know for sure I can trust in you. Jesus, Jesus, how I trust you, how I prove you are and o'er. You give me peace, you give me joy. I know for sure I can trust